We are back for another episode of F1 Manager Hope for Haas. This time we are in Silverstone, which is my home Grand Prix. If you didn't watch last episode, make sure you go and watch it right now. If you did, you'll know we had a bit of a tragic time when it came to the strategy. Kevin Magnussen getting the mix-up on lap 1 forced him to pit, pretty much getting him out of the race. And Mick Schumacher was in a fantastic position to score points, and then I decided to pit both drivers onto the intermediates, and it decided to rain a little bit more. And yes, basically we ended up P16, P17 when it was looking like a good points finish for Mick Schumacher if we got the strategy right. Unfortunately we didn't, so no points last week, and we lost the position to Alfa Romeo because of it. So down to P5 we go in the championship, but it'll be interesting to see what we can do in Silverstone this time out. I'm not sure how our car fares with it. We'll have to have a look. But I do know we are going to get the upgraded parts, upgraded manufacturer parts for our underfloor in before the Grand Prix. We've got a couple of weeks before the actual Grand Prix happens, so we will be able to get that in and another one in case someone has a crash. So more parts coming in, more upgrades, and let's see what we can do in Silverstone. Here's some big news right here. Engineers finished research project on rear wing. So if you've known a few episodes ago, we actually started our research on the rear wing. And basically it's going to help us for next season for any regulation changes that are brought in. So this could be very important. And look at this. This is a huge, huge upgrade. We made sure it was a big one, so we were ready for next season. It's just to get ahead of the game, essentially. And by doing this, I think that's brought us back a little bit this season, which slowed down a bit in our development. And you could see that in the last couple of races. Alpine, Alfa Romeo, they kind of caught back up ahead of us. But after that, with where we are right now in this battle, we need to focus on this season and try and get that P4. We get a P4, it'll be an unbelievable result. So now that that's sorted out, we can start to design something else, I think. Do we have a... No, so we've got to wait 2 days. In 2 days, then we can start to design something else for this season. So right here, the new period has started. So let's have a look. Car development parts, new project, design. What do we want to upgrade? We've upgraded everything so far. We've got the rear wing research in. I don't know if... Do we still want to upgrade this rear wing, even though we've got the research in for next season? I'm not sure. I'm not really sure how that works. I guess we're not going to focus on that for now just yet. But we'll work on the side pods because we haven't upgraded them yet this season. So we're going to go for a big upgrade on the side pods, which will help us out in top speed, medium speed, and obviously in dirty air cornering as well. We'll make sure to get a lot of this done. We'll put in half of that and pretty much half of that as well. We'll get most of that in. Where do we want most of our focus on? I think maybe do we focus more on race performance? Or do we... Or do we just go balanced? I think we'll go more race performance. Try and get that extra bit of top speed. So we'll get that one in, which should come in... Oh, it's going to be quite a while. We'll get that one in 40 days. We put 4 engineers on it. And we'll confirm... We'll get that one started up. So that's a new upgrade which will be coming in, which is very nice indeed. And we can actually get another upgrade going as well. So we can get 2 going at once. Alright, I'm not too sure what the research for the next season is actually done. I'm sure we'll find out next season, but we're also going to do another upgrade on the rear wing. You can see we can get quite a bit out of it. So we're going to continue, and we're going to put the focus on... Do we put it on high speed or low speed? If we put it on high speed... We actually go down in the high speed corners if we don't focus on high speed. So maybe we'll focus on the high speed corners for this upgrade. Put some engineers on it. put 6 of them on it, and we'll get this done as soon as possible. Okay, so that's another upgrade that is going to come in as well. We want the upgrades for this season. Get the upgrades for this season, and we can try and push for that P4 spot. I think one of the most frustrating parts is that everybody seems to be holding everybody up in their first laps, so we don't really get a good understanding of where everybody is, because from Sergio Perez down, everybody looks like they've been held up with those lap times, so we don't actually know where Schumacher is relative to everybody else. We are sending him out on a brand new set of soft tyres to see if he can make it in to Q2, and we're going to send Kevin Magnussen back out on his old set of softs to see what he can do. I'm not sure if K-Mag's going to actually get to the line. It's going to be pretty tight. They're crossing the line right now. I'll tell you what, it's going to be very, very tight for Kevin Magnussen. He's got 20 seconds. I think he should be okay. 15. Yeah, he's going to make it to the line, but whew, we were cutting it close. So he gets across the line with just over or just under 10 seconds to go. We're going to see if both of them can get out of Q1. That's across the line now. Now we're going to understand where everybody is. Mick Schumacher, he might be alright actually. He probably didn't need to go out on a new set. Vettel, slow. Tsunoda still behind. Ricciardo still behind. Bottas actually improves. Latifi and Albon likely going to be slower than Schumacher as well as they cross the line along with Stroll. And Schumacher's going to make it into Q2. So that's exactly what we needed. We needed that for his race in P14 unless he improved on his final lap, which he did not, unfortunately. But Mick Schumacher into Q2. Same with Kevin Magnussen, who goes up into P9. I don't see Schumacher getting into Q3, but at least he's got through. At least he's got through to Q2 this time. Max Verstappen and Valtteri Bottas have been showing that they've got grid penalties all through practice, so I believe they might have taken a new engine. So that's why they're going to get grid penalties. I don't know if we could see any of this over here, but I believe they're going to be taking grid penalties, which would be interesting to see. Yep, so grid penalty right there. That signs for at risk. That signs for grid penalty. So Max Verstappen and Valtteri Bottas will be taking a grid penalty here in Silverstone, which is good news for us. And let Norris go, and then Kevin Magnussen will be the last one out of the pits, right there behind Guan Yu Zhou, and I think he should just have about enough time to get through. But Mick Schumacher, second behind Ocon, trying to get into the top 10 to potentially put himself into Q3. We don't know if anybody else is going to trip over each other, so let's see what Schumacher can do. He puts in a green first sector, which is good for him. Green middle sector as well. Let's ride on board real quick. Mick Schumacher, we just miss out, but he does get into the top 10 just ahead of Lando Norris. Will that be enough? I'm not sure. Daniel Ricciardo cannot improve, which is very good news for Mick, but unlucky. But Charles Leclerc does have to cross the line, and he's likely going to get in the top 10 as he does. Kevin Magnussen at risk of a grid penalty. Not sure what that's for. I think he's okay. He was way behind, so he shouldn't have to worry about that. But Kevin Magnussen is in the drop zone. If he does not improve, he will not make it into Q3. He is improving on his lap time, though. Mick Schumacher down into P13. He will be starting this Grand Prix in P13, unless the grid penalties from Bottas applies. Can K-Mag get into Q3? Yes, he can. Just ahead of Valtteri Bottas, and he keeps that Q3 streak alive. So off into Q3 we go with Kevin Magnussen. And looking at these times, it is very close between Gasly and Ocon. So potentially a P8 start for Kevin Magnussen, which would be very nice indeed. Grid penalty for Valtteri Bottas. So Magnussen knocking out Bottas. If it is a 5th place, we'll move up Mick Schumacher into P12. So we're riding on board with Kevin Magnussen. Alonso locks up on his second lap, so he's probably not going to improve. Let's have a look. I think this is on his out lap, actually. Yeah, he's not going to be able to do another lap. So Alonso will not be able to improve on his lap in qualifying. Thank God we were ahead of him with the first ones out of the pit lane. Let's see what sort of time Kevin Magnussen puts in as we ride on board. Alonso all the way down here. I don't think he can improve on his lap. We can't see his lap times anyway right now. But Green sectors for Kevin Magnussen, obviously, as he has not put in a lap time. Where can he put his car? Can he put it ahead of Pierre Gasly? I think that's the goal. We can get ahead of Pierre Gasly. Maybe a potential P7 could be on the cards ahead of Alonso and Ocon. Magnussen crosses the line. He does do exactly that. He puts it in P7. Now let's see where the other cars crosses the line. Perez crosses the line. Gasly. Can Gasly improve? He can, but not enough to get past Kevin Magnussen. Beautiful stuff. Esteban Ocon, what can he do? He goes up into P8. Fernando Alonso, he won't be able to improve after locking up on his outlap. Kevin Magnussen will start P7 in Silverstone. What a qualifying. K-Mag is on fire. What a qualify for Kevin Magnussen. Charles Leclerc taking pole. I think the battle for first is heating up in the Drivers' Championship, but we're worried about the Constructors. With Verstappen, if he takes a 5-place grid penalty, Kevin Magnussen will move up into P6. What a qualifying that is from K-Mag. Mick Schumacher in P13, likely going to be P12. With Bottas's grid penalty, we could get some serious points here in Silverstone. We just want to try and avoid 2 stops if we can. So let's get into the Grand Prix. Let's see if we can maybe get a double points finish. It will be the first time since Miami, and the only time was in Miami. I'm still baffled by the graphics on this game. The graphics are really, really solid. So Magnussen starting P6, Schumacher P12 as expected, as Bottas and Verstappen both take penalties. Hopefully it's cleaner through the first couple of corners than it was in the real life Grand Prix, which it is. Magnussen fighting with Esteban Ocon. It is important he stays ahead of that Alpine. And looks like he's going to lose out. Yeah, he does lose out. And Verstappen is all over the back of him. Mick Schumacher has had a horrendous start. What's happened to him down here? Why is he so out of it?
We'll catch these guys. Let's catch them.
There's a huge gap behind as well. I'm not sure what happened. I think a load of cars had to slam on their brakes or something.
We need a back off.
But Mick Schumacher lost a bit of time. And you can see up ahead, Ocon is going at it big time with George Russell. Hello, Kevin Magnussen might have a look here. Go on, K-Mag. Go for a move. Is he going to think of a move down the inside at Copse? No, he thinks better of it. And he back out. We know Copse can be a dangerous place. So best to stay away from that if possible, K-Mag. We're going to try and go for the overtake on George Russell down here. He's round the outside. No, we're going to back off. I don't think this is a fight we should push. Instead, kind of relax behind the Mercedes. And I think Schumacher should do the same thing as well behind the McLaren drivers. We're going to see if Kevin Magnussen could close on up. If not, he's just going to lose time all the way around. Which he is. And he's locked up. He's gone wide. Kevin Magnussen has bottled it. Tiamat Marduk. Is that you in disguise?
Sounds like someone's locked up.
Mick Schumacher is now our main driver. So Kevin Magnussen all the way down in P20. He only just got back on the track. What's he doing? What is he doing? Kevin Magnussen screwing his own race over. Now our main focus is on Mick Schumacher. I mean, Mick's kind of stuck in this DRS train up here. But he's not away from the points. You know, you got Gasly, you got Zhou up ahead, you got Alonso up ahead, all fighting with each other. And Mick Schumacher's kind of on the back of this. So if we get the strategy right, we can maybe overtake some cars in the pits if he can't do it on the track. But he is saving his tyres pretty well. Let's see how well compared to everybody else. You have a look at the cars around him. The 2 McLarens are on hard tyres. Cars up ahead are on mediums. I mean, if we can almost go light on the tyres and stay with them, that would be ideal. I'm not sure if he'll be able to. If he starts dropping off, we're going to tell him to go a little bit harder. I mean, Mick Schumacher's doing a solid job. He's preserving the tyres, and he's staying on the back of them. Ocon apparently had a spin, but nothing too major, as he's stayed in the same position. Mick Schumacher up at a P12, so something has happened, I think. Guan Yu Zhou's dropped back. So Schumacher's doing his job. He's holding on to the back of the McLaren still, while preserving his tyres. Quite a lot is going on, but no safety cars happening. Alonso's pulled away a bit. And now we have our first pit stoppers coming in. I think they're on a 2-stop strategy. They're coming out behind Mick Schumacher. Maybe they're pits. If they are going for the 2-stop, I don't think that's going to work very well. It's a long pit stop, and they've come out behind Mick Schumacher. So it'll be very interesting to see what exactly happens. Now we're going to go a bit more aggressive. Now we're going to go a bit push. Now we're going to deploy some ERS to basically give Schumacher a chance on an overcut on the McLarens, but we are going to push these tyres a little bit longer because he has preserved them very, very well indeed. We are going to tell Magnussen to push as well. We're going to pit Magnussen first, but Schumacher can do a few more laps on his medium tyres. If he does that, he's going to have better hard tyres towards the end of the Grand Prix. As we're going to pit this lap for Mick Schumacher on lap 30, so he got to the lap that we needed him to. Pit onto the hards. These softs could technically go the distance, but we'll put him onto the hards because we know they will go the distance and we know he can push them if he wants to.
Box now, box now.
So Schumacher coming into the pits. It'll be interesting to see where he comes out compared to this battle. Gasly and the two McLarens. As Schumacher now comes into the pits. So he comes into the pits. Gasly, Norris and Ricciardo. They have been fighting. They're coming around right now. I don't think we're going to come out ahead of them. We are going to come out behind. But as long as we get in between the Alfa Romeos and the McLarens... Hold on a second. Have we done a master stroke? I think we've done a master stroke. We've done the overcut. We've done the overcut. It's worked a charm. We're up at a P9. I didn't think we were going to get the overcut done. But we have. We've got ahead of Pierre Gasly. We've got ahead of the McLarens. I'll tell you what, Mick. We have done an absolute masterclass for you. And you're on the fresher tyres. Only problem is, though, I believe the McLarens are on the mediums. Yep, so Gasly on the hards, kind of holding them up. McLaren's on the mediums, but look at the fresh tyres we got compared to them. So I think Mick Schumacher could be in for a good point scoring position here. And he could show up his teammate, Kevin Magnussen, and for once, have a better weekend than K-Mag. It's pretty hard to pull away around Silverstone because of the DRS straights. But he has pulled away a little bit. Fernando Alonso down into P15. I think he pitted. George Russell pitted as well. So the two stoppers, I'm not sure it's going to work. Mick Schumacher's up at a P7. Two McLarens there. Gasly a pit. There's a yellow flag in Sector 2. I'm not sure what's happened. I don't want a safety car because Mick Schumacher's on fire. But it is Latifi that's spinning. Not too much surprise there. Kevin Magnussen is kind of leading the train back. I was kind of hoping he could maybe pull away. Magnussen back in the points. Norris has pit. Interested to see cars pitting. Mick Schumacher in P7 comfortably right now. If he can hold this out, this will be a fantastic result for him. Magnussen in the points. Ricciardo's pitted as well. So interesting strategies that come in from the other teams. I don't think it's going to work. It's definitely not going to work. I don't know why the McLarens have done that. But Kevin Magnussen is on course for a P8. Mick Schumacher in P7. George Russell locking up, basically letting Magnussen pass. We are 8 laps away from a really good double points finish here, and Mick Schumacher is the leading Haas car, which is a big surprise. That's something we're not used to. So go on, Mick, keep that up, mate. Keep up that work, and we're in for a very, very good finish here. So Kevin Magnussen, kind of need him to get out of that DRS. We are closing into the final couple of laps. Magnussen's actually lost the place to Valtteri Bottas. K-Mag, what's happening? Oh, Bottas gone a little bit wide. Oh, he's fighting with the blimmin'... Oh my gosh, he's lost 2 positions. He's down to P10. There's 3 laps to go and it's absolute carnage going on here. Mick Schumacher's comfortably P7. We should be alright with that. But the tyres for Kevin Magnussen are going. The pushing that we've done to try and get away with them, the pushing that we've done to get ahead of the Alfa Romeos and try and pull away is hurting us. And we've got George Russell on fresh mediums behind. We've got to get back. We've got to get back past these Alfa Romeos as soon as possible. Preferably down this straight. We're going to go full attack mode on Guan Yu Zhou. We're not going to get close enough. He's going to get close enough to go for a move around the outside of Valtteri Bottas. And these Alfa Romeos kind of working together to hold us off. George Russell's right in our rear. He's going to be looking for a move at us. He's going to be all over the back of us with those fresh, new, medium tyres. We're going to chuck on overtake, aggressive, attack mode. He's got DRS from the lap car. God damn it, that's not all we need. He's trying to get out the way. 2 Alfa Romeos are going crazy. Get out the way. Oh my goodness me, we've got 2 laps to go. I don't think we're going to get this done. Russell's round wide. Okay, that's perfect. That's giving us a bit of breathing room behind. We'll relax down this straight, and then we're going to go for it again after the S's. And I don't think Guan Yu Zhou... No, he won't get DRS because there's no lap cars ahead. As Magnussen goes side by side with Bottas. Go on, K-Mag. He's got the move done. He's got the move done. No, he hasn't. Oh, my goodness me. Oh, no, he's so far behind. He's going to be so far behind for this next turn. He's got George Russell all over the back of him. He's going to lose points position at this rate. Is he gonna? He's just about going to get DRS, but he's got George Russell in his rear, pushing him. Alonso is closing in as well. We've got one more lap. Oh, I think we might have 2 more laps. We've got 2 more laps. So we've got 2 more laps to try and get this done. As he might even think about a move on Bottas right here. The Alfa Romeos are literally working together to defend for their lives. This is the best teamwork I've ever seen. This is unbelievable. George Russell is pushing Kevin Magnussen as well. Sainz just started his last lap, so we're going to have another lap after this one. Alfa Romeo switch positions again. They're working very well as a team, as Kevin Magnussen is hunting them down, trying to get those extra points, which will be crucial in the constructors. We're fighting Alfa Romeo, remember, in the constructors, and Alpine, who have Ocon ahead of Mick Schumacher. We're going to go for the move, this time on at least one of the Alfa Romeos. We're going to go down the inside of Guan Yu Zhou. Now we're in the position we want. We're in the perfect position. This is exactly where we want to be. We want to be just behind Valtteri Bottas going on to this last lap, and we've got Guan Yu Zhou protecting us from Alonso and Russell, who are scrapping it out. Alonso's having a P11. He's going to be all over the back of Guan Yu Zhou. Everything is happening on this final lap here in Silverstone. We're sitting behind Valtteri Bottas. We're going to go for the move again down that same straight that we got the move done just a second ago on Guan Yu Zhou. So we've got the DRS. We're going to close in on the Alfa Romeo. Sit behind him. Don't go for it just yet. Be patient, K-Mag. Schumacher in his own little world. He's going to come home in P7. But it's this battle which is happening right now. Zhou is right in the back of Kevin Magnussen. Alonso on the back of Zhou. Russell on the back of Fernando Alonso. Gasly just way out of it. So this is the battle. K-Mag, get close enough. We're going to tell him to push.
Come on, let's close the gap.
You just got to be right on the tail of Valtteri Bottas going through the S's. And you should be able to get home P8. It'll be a P7 and P8, which would be an unbelievable result. We're chucking an overtake. Can he get the job done on the last lap? On the final sector, on the last lap. He's going to go for it around the outside. See you later, Valtteri. See you later, says Kevin Magnussen. Zhou is not close enough to get Valtteri Bottas, but Kevin Magnussen is close enough to get him. P7 for Mick Schumacher. What a fantastic result that is. Doing better than his teammate, but Kevin Magnussen putting in a few good overtakes at the end there to take home P8. What a great result this is for the team. Absolutely fantastic result. Second double points finish of the season, and it feels nice to have both drivers up there, and it feels nice to see Mick Schumacher ahead of Kevin Magnussen. That's something you don't see every day. So what a race that is. Wow. Getting ahead of the Alfa Romeos. Ocon doing the job for Alpine. That is a race to celebrate, guys. Look at this. P7, P8. Beautiful results. Esteban Ocon did get P6. A little frustrating because he is in the Alpine. But Fernando Alonso, without scoring any points, mean that we did get more points in Alpine and Alfa Romeo this weekend. Look at the driver's standings. You can see Carlos Sainz 7 points clear of Leclerc. Verstappen's still in it. But just trailing by a little bit, and Perez, Hamilton, Russell, they're not in it at all. You see Magnussen in P8, Valtteri Bottas putting in some fabulous performances for Alfa Romeo, but it's the constructors which we care about, and we've gained a little bit of an advantage on Alfa Romeo, 6 points clear, and gained a couple more points on the Alpine as we're 10 points clear of them. So this battle for P4 is really, really heating up, and we need to keep upgrading our car because the Alfa Romeo and the Alpine do look fast. This is a track that's kind of suited our car because there was high-speed corners, and we do have a good car for high-speed corners. So it's going to be interesting to see if we can keep those Alpine and Alfa Romeo cars behind as the season goes on. Next time we'll be in Austria. Austria is always a fun race. Haven't had many safety cars this season. Haven't seen a red flag yet. So hopefully in the future we'll see a couple of those. But if you guys are enjoying the season, go ahead, leave a like, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.